Sup guys? Welcome to the ADMW Winter Special. I'm Koshade and I'll be your host and judge for this round. Looking at the brackets here, this is the match between Theasaris and Powlich, and both of them have lost a game in the previous round. Powlich to Jack Smack and Theasaris to Park Deck. And so one of these players is going to be eliminated, and then they'll have to fight the winner of Sheet and Park Deck, and then they'll have to fight Keijin, and then they get a chance at the championship match. This is actually a really cool match because this is sort of the who's going to make it to that winner of the loser's bracket. And this is a elimination match straight up. They've already lost one, so the second one, this is it. All the dice on the table. So the question is, do you bring your best mage here? Or do you bring a good one? You know, something like that. I don't know. Because if you lose it, you lose. If you don't, then you might have needed that best mage for later. And we're seeing the nature mages come out. Theasaris bringing out the druid. And Powlich choosing the Juktari. That is awesome. You don't see a lot of Juktaris in these later stages. So I'm really curious to see what kind of plan he has going on. This is going to be an awesome match. Okay, so there's bugging. Octagon bugs out sometimes, so they're just going to reset really quick for anyone watching. But I'm really curious to see what we're going to see with the Juktari. Of course, one of the big advantages that the Juktari has is that double move, and you can sort of get super aggressive while also making sure that all your economy and stuff lines up. So some really cool tactics you see out of the Juktari is the double move layer with an enchantment or something like leather, something like that. And of course, when you go into a mid-game kind of thing, you see the spear come out, which just came out for Grimoire. Haven't seen a lot of spear in this tournament yet, but the spear is, of course, an amazing weapon for the Juktari, having a range 1/1 quick attack. That's sort of like a elemental wand in the sense that you have to pay 5 mana, otherwise you lose the spear every round once you do the attack. But I'm curious if we're going to see that because the Juktari with her fast ability and the range +1, it sort of syncs up with that. The Kajara is of course very good as well. Rolling 2 dice as a quick range attack, +1 because of the range. Juktari, it's 3. You get an animal, that's 4 dice. Get a Hawkeye, that's 5. It's really common to see with Juktari. Really curious to see what kind of tactics we're going to see out of her. Powlich being a guy, but Juktari. And Theasaris, of course, playing the druid. There's a lot of stuff we can see out of here, and here's one example. Theasaris bringing out the Philella, and then immediately enchanting Philella. Philella builds are tricky. You have to be really precise because that 12 mana investment, it starts to add up, and especially when you are casting an enchantment off her every round, you have to be on point with that because you're basically targeting certain things and saying, this is what needs to happen right now for me to win the game with enchantments. Because enchantments just change small things on the entire arena, but those things are really important. And Powlich doing my favorite opener. Love this. Double moving, enchanting, playing an aggressive layer. This opens up so many possibilities for Powlich right now. I can talk about some of those right now. So, of course, you have Falcons, which are fast, and that can pretty much hit everything that Theasaris has going for him right now. There are, of course, foxes, of course, that are fast. My favorite thing to do with an aggressive layer like this is Timberwolf or Tegus. Both of those are pretty good against the druid. The Tegu being notable because those rots you generally have to go out of school to get rid of when you are a druid. You have things like the well that can help get rid of some of the conditions, but you have to spend main actions doing that. Granted, you do heal, but that's not necessarily heading towards winning the game, and especially when those Tegus are tough to kill. So Theasaris having Philella out means that he's going to want to think about how he's going to take care of these creatures that come out. Because either you take care of the creatures, or you just kind of go after the mage, which I don't think the Theasaris is necessarily set up in a good position to do that. So I'm really curious to see how the Theasaris is going to react to this. We haven't seen a tree come out yet. The vine tree wouldn't be a bad choice. Although I kind of think that just kind of abandoning here, double moving, and just setting up a base for Theasaris wouldn't be bad. If he has a cheetah speed, he wouldn't necessarily lose any actions. Although Philella would be kind of left here, and that's really dangerous to do. Mainly because falcons are pretty common in Beastmaster books, and I'm guessing we would see, some sort of bird come out. Some other ways to kill Philella for a Jactari. Probably not Flame Blast, but Arc Lightning is usually what they choose. Force Push does a decent job if you put it with a Mage Wand or just have 2 Force Pushes. The big advantage, of course, is that Philella costs 12 mana. So you can afford to spend some mana killing her, even if the actions are kind of excessive, because you end up destroying a lot of stuff when you destroy Philella. And it's really going to be Powlich's choice to go after Philella or go after the Druid. That being said, Theasaris needs to come up with a way to counter this, and the Vine Tree wouldn't be a bad idea, especially with Rouse the Beast. The advantage of having the spawn point so close to the tree would be that you can spawn the Vine Snappers, Rouse the Beast, and then have a Nightshade Lotus here that can sort of just put something to sleep, and then you focus on anything that's not asleep. That would be sort of an option there. Just some of the interesting things they can do. We see the Thunder Falcon come out. This is pretty common, I think, out of Beastmasters, especially with the fast. It allows them to sort of just next round go in. And we might even see Rouse the Beast, because it only costs, 1 mana for a 3-dice attack. That's not a bad idea. And that's kind of one of the things I like, actually, about the Nature School, is that they don't have attack spells, but they have things like Rouse the Beast that allow you to spend really low mana to get those dice attacks out. Granted, situational, but with an aggressive layer like the Jactari has, you can definitely do that. We see Pants come out for Powlich. This is safe. We don't know what this enchantment is, but my guess is a Rhino Hide, a Hawkeye, or a Kira's Favor. But this sort of Pants basically says, I don't want to spend a lot of mana because I'm getting stuff out of my lair. And he's holding 5 mana for a reason, and that could be a ton of things. It could be something aggressive, it could be something to build up to be aggressive, and he might be waiting to cast this. Because if someone moves, he might just go up and punch it. To save some mana. Alright, so we see an enchantment go down in the Druid, and this could be a bunch of stuff. And looks like Powlich is going to enchant Philella. This could also be a bunch of stuff. It could be some sort of curse, is my guess. Maim Wings is a decent one. Ghoulrot is affordable when a Thorn Lasher comes out. Using the Vine Trick, so he can get that range 1 on this cast, and then the Thorn Lasher here. So he's planning on basically tickling whatever is going to be here and guarding. It's also not a bad way to take out these Falcons. And the Hawkeye getting revealed in the Acid Ball for Theasaris, and it looks like, oh, he's going to get the 2 Corrodes. Rolls 3 damage. None of that's going to go through because there is armor. But the 2 Corrodes is out, which is the main reason why you do Acid Ball. Unfortunately, he didn't get any critical. Going after the lair is going to be a really difficult thing. That 13 life can be problematic. The big thing that Druid has is Vine Snappers, And again, you can rouse the beast on him. That's a 5 dice piercing attack. It can start to chew through it. You can follow it up with boulders and stuff, but it'll be really interesting to see how Theasaris wants to take out this layer. By the way, Keijin, what's up? James, what's going on? Good to see you guys. If you guys want to see any cards, always let me know. So, anyway, this Thornlasher, I'm curious to see what this Falcon's going to do. And I'm guessing this Thornlasher's here just to sort of take away guards, also take away Thunderriff Falcons, doing some damage to it passively. Like, it takes 2 hits to kill a Thunderriff Falcon as a Thornlasher, but most likely all the damage that's out right now, as in the punch and the Thunderriff, you really can't kill this Thornlasher. You need some sort of higher damage output, because that Regenerate 2 just sort of nullifies a lot of stuff. So I'm guessing I guess more creatures would be how you do it. You could rouse the beast and then pile up here, but that may not be bad for Theasaris, because he'd want to go after this layer then. Okay, so moving on. And both players having tough choices on their last cards. Actually, Theasaris has 2 cards to choose. And only being at 9 mana, 1 in Philella, it can kind of restrict your stuff. You know, generally those enchantments that he wants to cast cost mana to reveal. So it's going to be 2 plus something here, and suddenly you're left with 2 cards in your hand that you can only cast that are, you know, 5 or less mana. Okay, so let's just cut it here until they decide, and I'll get to you guys in the chat. Okay, moving on to deployment phase, we see the Vine, and what are we going to see at Powlich here? We're going to see Dark Fiend Asp. Okay, so this is a really good choice for Powlich. The Dark Fiend Asp is it's one of those, like, you have the Beastmaster and they have all these beasts that have these different effects. You know, Falcon's Fast does some damage. The Asp, it doesn't do a lot of damage but applies weaks, and it can take hits. It's surprising how many hits the Dark Fiend Asp actually takes in order to bring down. And what I'm seeing here is basically Powlich is going, you don't have any sort of spawn point. You're going to be really low on creatures, so I'm going to apply these weaks to you so that any creatures you do have, it's not going to do much damage. And at the same time, he didn't spend much mana to make it happen because it's level 1, 4 mana, and 2 off the layer. So now he's also building up his mana on top of that so that he can do some sort of bigger thing. Maybe he wants to cast a higher level creature. Maybe he wants to do some sort of attack spell this round. We're going to really figure out what Powlich is planning during this round, what he's probably going to bring out of this layer for next round. So Fella's going to retreat. This is an interesting move. It makes the Falcons go away from the Druid, and this suddenly makes it safer, question mark, to plop a tree down. Oh no. The Falcon moves in, goes to attack Philella. And, yeah. So Glancing Blow isn't automatic, unfortunately. I don't think it does. He has to reroll, and after rolling a 1 on 3 dice, he rerolled it, he got 1. That was dangerous to do. If he got more damage, I kind of would have laughed at that, but, you know, he should be rolling 1, so it makes sense there. So yeah, I mean, Philella, like, running this way, I think is diverting the attention that way, while Theasaris can cast a tree or something like that. Whether or not this is the right choice, I'm not sure. I mean, a lot of unavoidable attack spells are range 1, so that would cause that would cause Powlich to move his mage down here, probably. And it looks like Thorn Lasher is going to attack the lair. He does get 3 damage out with that. With the Thorn Lasher. That's pretty nice. I don't know if attacking the Falcon would have been appropriate. Maybe because we didn't see another Falcon come out. We saw him attack the lair to focus that down. And it looks like the Bear Strength is going to get revealed on Powlich's Mage. And he's going to be bringing the Mage right to Philella. Philella has Maim Wings getting revealed. Love that art, by the way. That's the angels from the other moon. Not Celestial. It's the... I forget the name of the other moon. A little bit of lore there. And then we're going to see basically Wounded Prey. It works in the... Yeah. Wounded Prey get revealed, and Fella's going to get a dodge. But otherwise, it's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 dice using that Wounded Prey to the advantage. This is how you run Jaktari. Loving this. And the Unavoidable gets revealed. No dodge is going to happen. 6 dice. This should kill Philella right now. And it does. 6 damage going through. Doing 1 over. Beautiful play there. He spent 5 more mana, 2 spell points, to make sure that Philella got knocked down. But he got the Bear Strength, he got the Falcon Precision, both of those things together, he can reuse. So that mana wasn't spent there. So basically he spent 5 mana to reduce it to a way that he can actually punch it to death, and then did. This is an awesome example of how to ring Jaktari. I really appreciate seeing this this from Powlich. And it looks like Theasaris is going to cast another Thorn Lasher. He's going to cast it above here. Interesting, so he wants to kind of zone this sort of area out. Interesting note, he can sort of pull stuff from the layer zone or pull stuff from here. He can also set it up so that there's a Thorn Lasher in one of these zones, and the train is then set up there as well. Sort of a deceptive but fun way to set this up because he can always hit the layer. And this is a really cool play from Theasaris. Whether or not it's going to be advantageous, I don't know, because we don't see a tree yet. And now we have a 5 dice Jaktari run around hitting stuff. I just want to point out that that Wounded Prey was fantastic. Basically, it was like a free Marked for Death. He got lucky with the Thunderwood Falcon by getting past the defense. But that extra die, he rolled 1 above, so maybe it was, maybe it wasn't needed. But the Wounded Prey there just immediately latching on to sort of, allow everything else to sort of work together was a wonderful play, and I really appreciated seeing that, actually. So, yeah, I think we're just going to cut it right here. Alright, going back to the game. We're in deployment phase, and Witchwood Hound gets revealed. Canines are probably some of the most backbone animal creatures ever. They're generally good on taking damage, and they generally do good damage for what they cost. A vine getting placed in the left Thorn Lasher zone. These vines are really valuable right now because it's allowing Theasaris to sit still and do his plan here. Looks like the Asp is going to go and attack this Thorn Lasher. This is a standard. Just, you gotta attack something here. He gets the weak, that's all you're looking for. He does get a damage. Let's see, this guy gets focused down, which it is possible. So, I mean, he could put Wounded Prey on there. And then get +2 dice. So you could feasibly take it out. Thorn Lasher is going to have none of that. He's going right for the lair. I think committing this lair, this is the trap that a lot of people face when versing Jaktaris is, or for that matter, when you fight like Wizards in Gate of Voltari, and that is you focus on the lair so much, you just lose the game. And the Wounded Prey marker going onto Thorn Lasher. This is going to be a 4 dice attack now. And it's going to roll 5 damage. That's really nice, putting it to 6. And so 6 damage from the Jaktari. He has a decent chance of taking this Thorn Lasher out. And this is kind of another example of why Wounded Prey is so kick-ass. Honestly, he got 2 extra dice, and that 2 dice really did matter. This Thorn Lasher is going to focus on this layer again. Getting 2 damage through. Theasaris' mage hasn't done anything yet. Whether or not he should commit an attack spell with this layer is questionable. But all these creatures are in the zone now. And Seeking Dispel out of Powlich against this thing. Really good choice here. This is... he's going to get rid of a Rust. He only had 1 armor, but he was starting to take down that armor for the future. And again, I think he's going for some sort of train here, where he just casts a Vine... Thorn Lasher here and goes through there. But it looks like he's just going to take out this Thorn Lasher, and that's really bad news. That Thorn Lasher didn't do enough, and now we're seeing a snowball effect out of Powlich here. This is going to get really bad really fast unless the Theasaris can do something about this. Again, that Mark for Death, man, MVP ability of this this game, and Theasaris has had enough. Just running away, casting that Vine Tree up in the top corner here. He's planning on just trying to reset and just trying to just sort of hunker down and prepare for the onslaught. Man, this is really tricky for Theasaris. He doesn't have any mana now. He's going to go up to 10 channel and 34, so he just channels basically 2 with the Vine Tree here. But he's going to have to figure out how he's going to take care of these guys. Luckily, most of these creatures, well, these 2 can die in 1 hit. The Witchwood typically takes 2 hits to kill. That's kind of what makes him good, is you spend 5 mana and you can take two actions away and get some dice in it. Yeah, I mean, Powlich really showing off how the Juktari can be aggressive and powerful at the same time. And, we haven't even seen any of the new cards such as the Spear come out. This is just all base Juktari. Pretty sweet to see this. Alright, going to deployment. So we're going to see a Vine go down. And are we going to see another one? Because he does have the option. Looks like he's not going to. And we're going to see the Bloodspine Wall come out. This is a smart move. So whatever comes out of here, he kind of just wants the Thorn Lasher to make sure it bleeds. And, I mean, 3/3, and it only has 7 life. Suddenly you're looking at, with a 5-up bleed, a dead Witchwood. So this is actually a really good play by Theasaris. And I mean, the Piercing 2 is also really advantageous. Why can't you place a Vine there? I'm gonna check out the rules. I'm pretty sure you can. I don't see why you can't, but he's saying it can't. Let's see here. Where are you, Druid? Okay, cool. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm reading it right now. He's fine. Yeah, you don't need a steady stream, you just need to be next to a vine. So he has like a little clumping of vines here, so he can just sort of, he can go this way, he can go wherever he wants. I just can't go diagonal. Although not having vines in these two can be problematic for hindering purposes. And it looks like, oh, interesting. So we're going to see Theasaris move down on guard, and then immediately just dispel the Bear Strength. And I see a lot of people just run Bear Strength because it's a great spell. Dispelling it is a correct move. I mean, he's already gotten 4 extra dice out of it, and you know, once he goes up to 6, it becomes ridiculously cost effective, especially since it cost him 1 spell point. And the ability to just take down their max potential of free dice is always really nice. Especially with the Druid, which Druid tends to have more armor. Lion Savagery does get revealed, and we're going to see... love that move, actually. So we're going to see 5 dice come out, and this is going to be against 6 damage, so he's only going to need to roll 1 more. Probably the Falcon or something. Yeah, he should roll 2 more. Okay, so let's see. So he rolls 5 dice, and he does get 5 damage through. So he got about average there. And, yeah. It's possible that, like, some sort of weird reveal thing happened. Sometimes Arcane is just weird sometimes. That's why we are humans and can watch it. Got some tea here. Okay, so it's kind of in the court of Theasaris right now. This wall is probably going to get taken out this round, so I don't see why Thornlasher shouldn't get played right now. He put the armor and the melee on, by the way. That's probably just going to get removed right away. Yep, so he's going to go after the active Witchwood. That's a good choice. He rolls 3 dice. No. Gets 1 damage. No snatch. That is just an unfortunate roll there. And those are the sorts of rolls on top of the great playing that Powlich has had that's just sort of going to compound towards, I think, Powlich's victory here. I just don't see much that Theasaris can do to come back after this. I guess if they all clump right here, and he has some sort of zone attack, another option here would be, oh geez, there's a lot of out-of-school stuff, like damage barriers are very good against this kind of composition. And the Falcon's gonna fly in, eat some Bloodspine Wall, just sort of pecking at it and eating it. Takes out the Bloodspine Wall. And the ass was just gonna mosey on over. Going to the right, this is a good choice. You can just attack this guy. The Vine. Only needs 1 damage, gets it. It's important that he did move to the right, because if there was a zone attack, this would not be good. And the Witchwood's gonna actually attack this Vine. Huh. I guess he didn't want to attack the Vine and risk getting a counter-strike. And this sort of takes out all the resources now that Theasaris has. And what's funny is a lot of people say that Druids should generally run Meridias. But in this case, it's all about the Jactari here. We're seeing another Witchwood Hound come out. This is actually a really cool way for Powlich to play. Instead of going for the level 2 meanies, he's choosing to cast cheaper creatures so that he can save his mana up for reaction spells. I dig that a lot. And the Tanglefun's going to go down on the Jactari. I don't think that this is necessarily going to save Theasaris, because all these creatures are just about to, like, curb stomp everything in their way. But it is a good choice here, to at least stop some of the onslaught. What I wouldn't mind seeing here is attack from the Falcon, a Mark for Death, or attack from the Asp, I should say. Mark for Death going down, and then just a pile drive and just kill everything in here. Whether or not you should kill the tree first, or the Druid, probably just kill the tree. At this point in time, we're seeing so many creatures out for Powlich. It's going to be extremely difficult to make a comeback. And the Jetstream comes after the Druid. He's going to roll the extra, 2 dice? And he does have the Hawkeye, so 5 dice total. He gets 6. So, I mean, it is going to kill the Falcon. It should have killed him statistically, and it did. So, yay. And, you know, so it was basically 1 solo point versus the 2 that was for Theasaris. So, and that Falcon already did a ton of work. But it's just sort of like, I guess I would have liked to see that Jetstream, like, turn 3. Like, before the Falcon actually do anything. Okay, so this is going to be a big thought process here, because Powlich's deciding what he wants to attack, because he wants to get this Marked for Death on, or I'm sorry, Wounded Prey, on this Thornlasher, I think. And if he rolls the 1 dice and doesn't get it, which he has a 2/3 chance of getting it, then he'd be like really bummed out here. But I think he should honestly just commit one of these guys because it's going to be the same amount of dice and there's no armor here. It looks like he's going to... Alright, so it looks like Powlich is just going to Tanglevine Theasaris. And the Asp, I guess... Yeah, the Asp is going to go for the Thorn Lasher. So he doesn't want that Druid walking away. Oh, wow. He got 2 damage off that Asp. That's actually really nice. And, yeah, he's planning on doing the Mark for Death, and he's going to get 3 and then 4 dice. That'll be another 7. So it probably won't take out the Thorn Lasher, but it'll be something. I think after this round, we'll probably see the Asp mainly for the weeks, just to sort of secure the battlefield. But for now, it's fine just transferring that Wounded Prey. Free Mark for Death. Alright, so Thorn Lash is going to target the lair. And he rolls 1 out of 3 dice. Man, Theasaris cannot get a break with these dice. I guess he wouldn't have taken out this lair yet, but he has lost quite a bit of damage because of that. It's kind of unfortunate. Anyway, this Witchwood Hound looks like he's going to... I see no reason why he shouldn't move in. Keegan from the chat, do you guys think Theasaris runs a Tsunami? That would be so fun to see right now. I don't think he does personally, but if he did, how awesome would that be? So we're going to see 3 dice come out of this Witchwood because of the Wounded Prey. Yeah, it rolls 2 damage. A little below, but acceptable. It would be awesome if we saw a Tsunami. I'm just pointing that out. Now, I'd like to see a damage barrier come back as the comeback. Alright. Thea's gonna quick cast. Doesn't have a quick cast to use. Oh. Alright. I mean, technically he had to go second. But it doesn't actually affect the outcome of this game. Wait. Hang on a second. Was that his main action? Yeah, that was his main action. He uses Jet Stream. Cool. Good. He's gonna choose a wall push. Get some more damage on. Doesn't quite kill it. I mean, if he would have taken it down 1, he would have reduced the die on this guy, because now he has 4 dice attacks. But whatever. 4 dice probably won't kill this Thorn Lasher. Yeah, he gets 4 damage. And this is kind of why Thorn Lashers are good. They can sort of soak a lot of damage from level 1s, but you know, eventually they're just gonna kill him. Let's see what Powlich has. I don't know if he prepped a card. I mean, the Tanglevine is may have been unexpected because it doesn't really deal with the problem. So he may not have prepped something that deals with this. Or he's just gonna, like, enchant himself. I don't know. Hunting the Vine wouldn't be a bad option here. Yeah, he's just gonna punch the Tangle Vine. He gets 4 damage. It's not bad. And we're seeing basically the canines just leading the pack and just kind of slaughtering stuff. Love this Woodward Parade. And that's gonna be the other end. Yeah, looks like we're gonna go into deployment. And I'm curious to see what kind of animal we're going to see out, if any. I mean, we could just see some sort of attack spell around here. He might have a teleport, who knows. Theasaris is going to place his Vine in the Vine Zone. This is sort of his retreat path here. The Druid does have a Tangle Vine on him. I don't know if he needs to deal with that. And the Bloodspine wall goes down. Interesting choice. Is he gonna teleport through, and then that's gonna be his sort of get away from me kind of thing? And the Spinning Raptor goes out. This is a great choice. I was talking earlier how Beastmasters generally have like toolbox creatures. Like they don't have tech spells because they're all out of school. So this is kind of how you make up for it. In nature in general, because the Druid can do this too. But, you know, you have a 0 to 1 corrode chance creature. And we see the Lesser Teleport come down for the Thorn Lasher. So he's going to pull probably this guy through just to take him out. This is actually a really smart move for Theasaris, because it's just like his best chance of delaying and trying to make a comeback in some sort of way. And I think this is why Theasaris has advanced this far, because he is still fighting the fight. And the Bloodspine wall will probably get taken out this round. It gets pulled through. No damage. And this is going to be piercing too, so this will probably take it out. This has to do 2 damage on 3 dice, so... It doesn't! Theasaris feels so bad for his rolling. It doesn't take him out, but he does get the bleed, so... It'll die in the upkeep. If that's not demoralizing, I don't know what is. But it does happen, unfortunately. So I mean, this is gonna get a free 2 dice attack, which, I mean, to be honest, if it could actually, I'm sorry, 3 dice. If it takes out this Thorn Lasher, I would laugh. Moving on. So we're into creature action phases. It's Powlich's turn here. I was going to use this one first. I didn't think he'd do that. But that's cool. Yeah, so it's going to roll 3 dice and get 2 damage. It's not bad. It'll heal 2, so it basically stops regenerate. And yeah, for something about to die, he's already gotten a ton of use out of this Witchwood, so rock on. But yeah, I mean, basically what I see here is the Spinning Raptor is probably going to go up here, or get minor teleported, and then it's just going to start corroding this guy, and then the other creatures are just going to move in and just try to take out the tree. I guess he could go after the Druid too, and the Druid has no armor, but you know, you want to take out this regen too that the tree sort of provides through lifelink. And Theasaris is going to place a enchantment down. This is pretty cool. There's a new trap called Hydrothermal Vent that's really good. It could be that. It could be a bunch of other stuff too. Check down your hunting knife gets revealed. I like the hunting knife a lot. I think it's better than the staff. It allows you to get that extra dice, but it also gets a possibility of another dice, and it's cheaper. So he rolls 4 dice. He gets 6 damage. That takes out the Tangle Vine. And so this is a really cool little play here. And the hunting knife in general is just really nice for that sort of thing. Honestly, I think the Beastmaster staff is just kind of overpriced. I would probably take a mage staff if I want to reach. And the healing ability is just kind of not worth it. But the Jaktari knife, I mean, it can deal a ton of damage. That's what I like about it. And this Witchwood's going to move in. He's going to gain those bonuses. And, yeah. So the melee one goes... Because he... Wait. From the animal creature in your zone. Okay. So he dealt damage to the Tangle Vine. You activate the melee one. It goes on a creature. So now this thing's going to be rolling 4 dice. And it's going to actually go after the Druid. Huh. 4 dice against zero armor. He does get 3 damage through him. So rock on there. This makes me think that he's maybe is not going after the Vine Tree. And he gets another 4 damage with a 3 dice attack this time out of this other Witchwood. And he can't Wounded Prey the mage, unfortunately, and plus the token's already taken up. But at this point in time, the Wounded Prey, while it is very helpful, it sort of just makes it faster towards the kill. Dark Fiend Ass attacks, gets 1 damage through. Doesn't get the weak. Lame. Yeah, that's going to be the end of the round. So we're seeing another Thorn Lasher come out for Theasaris, and it looks like Powlich's going to choose to hold his lair action. So that's fine. He's probably saving up for higher level creatures. And we're seeing the Wall of Thorns come out. And this is going to just sort of block this raptor completely from getting over there. These guys can walk freely through the Wall of Thorns, but ideally this isn't allowing Powlich's mage to also move in to get damage through. Because that would be an extra 2 damage from the hunting knife. But, I mean, we'll see how that matters. The Spinning Raptor, I'm curious to see what Powlich is going to do here. The 2 Thorn Lashers, I think this is the last Thorn Lasher he can have, actually. Because I think there's 1, 2, and I think there was a 3rd already. I don't actually remember. But yeah, so it is going to be Powlich's turn, and it's his initiative, so let's see what happens here. Beastmaster's going to spend the quick cast. And we're going to see enchantment to go down. Oh, no, we see a teleport happen. So we can choose here. Interesting choice. So basically he won't be able to pull him into the zone, and now he'll be able to hit him with the raptor and the mage. Can't really get the hunting knife bonus, unfortunately, but yeah, it's fine. I don't know if I would be okay with him moving up the raptor first. I think he should wait. Like, ideally you wait till the raptor's last, so if there is a Rouse the Beast, it wouldn't pull him in and then this trap happen. But, I mean, it's fine that it's not. So, 4 dice. Or, I'm sorry, 5 dice. Because of the awesome Wounded Prey. I guess Powlich could have attacked this with the knife and given him +1, but I think it's better just to move up and kill him. He got 3 damage through, so that puts him up to 9. Yeah, so, I mean, Powlich's in a position that his Jaktari can just take it out. And these creatures, I'm curious to see what they're going to do. They could either keep piling up on the mage, or they could take out this Bloodspine Wall. I think the Bloodspine Wall is the best choice. He could also retreat him here, but I don't see him doing that. Thorn Lasher is going to angrily attack this Spitting Raptor and deals 4 damage. That's actually pretty good, considering the 2 armor. Dark Fiend is going to go for it. I like this move. Getting this weaks on is really important, and he gets a damage through, which is nice. Weaks are just one of those things that just sort of compounds, and it eliminates the options. Druid's gonna attack this Witchwood. It's only gonna be 2 dice though, so. And he only rolls 1, and he has 1 armor, so that whole attack is just for naught now. And that eliminates this idea here of a Rouse the Beast, so this is kind of just free reign now for Powlich to sort of take over. 4 more damage goes on the Druid. I like this passive damage, I think it's fine. It's just sort of letting you slowly win. And, you know, if Powlich and the Raptor take out the tree and no one else joins and they just sort of lay on damage, I think that's okay too. The other Witchwood is going to move in and deal another 4 damage off 3 dice. And that puts the Theasaris at 15 out of 34. That's adding up. And looks like the Darktari Mage is going to walk up, get that Falcon Precision +2, and so he's going to roll 6 dice. 7 dice. Yikes. And that is enough to kill Thornlasher. He only needed 2. And he got 6. Rock on. And the Wounded Prey comes back, and I could already see the next target, probably on this Thornlasher. And that's going to be the end of the round here. This is just sort of making sure Powlich is controlling the field. He's not just saying, I could win right now, here's a bunch of attack spells. This is exactly how Powlich needs to play to win this game. He has a lead, and he's just keeping it. Thanks, Keegan. It would be active damage. Fun. It's not passive at all. And Theasaris is going to take a break, so we're going to cut it. I'm going to get some more tea. Food. By the way, for anyone in the chat, I've been thinking about starting some practice sessions, like over the weekends or certain nights and stuff like that, because I want to pick a mage for Gen Con, and I wouldn't mind getting some training. So if anyone's interested, just, I don't know, let me know. I'll be back. Alright, moving back into this game. We see another Bloodspine Wall come down for Theasaris. This is a really cool move. So basically this Thorn Lasher, if Powlich has no teleport, it could be really bad. But regardless, this Bloodspine Wall allows this Thorn Lasher to sort of pick stuff off. It basically doesn't double the damage, but it gives it more options as it pulls stuff in. I dig the move. I think it's a really good move. And let's just see. So the Spinning Raptor is immediately going to be attacked by that Thorn Lasher. He does get 3 damage through, and it does pull it in. So if this thing does manage to kill it, I believe this trap would have to get revealed if it is... Let me just check the effects. Or no, I'm sorry, the other way around. I believe it doesn't have to get revealed. But I want to check. Movements. I believe that it is the movement effect gets is after the actual between zone effect, but let's just find out here. He's saying it is. I just want to make sure for my own. Okay, so declare move, pay cost, leaving zone effects, walls, then move to new zone. And by the way, you move to the new zone, and then the zone effects trigger. So even if it did actually move into it, it wouldn't actually do it if it died, for instance. Yeah, Renee, you're right about that. It never enters the zone. Same with Cripple and Wall Poison. Absolutely. Just one of those neat rules that I always like to look up just to remind myself how it works. And looks like the bark skin's gonna finally get revealed. This is just a standard that you'll see every druid take. I don't think I've ever seen a druid not take bark skin. It's an awesome spell, and it just prevented 1 damage. I mean, basically, the right way to think about it is regenerate 2, which is great. But the armor 2, how much life you're saving, especially in these, swarm kind of situations. Every single damage you save is also damage that you're not having to heal with that regenerate. So I mean, basically, you can effectively, from 1 attack, let's just say you save 2 damage because the armor, you take 4 damage. 2 that regenerates. Other 2 goes to the tree to regenerate. So it's sort of like compounds on top of the tankiness that the druid already has, and it's all wrapped up in one nice little enchantment. You pay 2 upkeep for it, but it's cantrip, so you can't really argue with Barkskin. I'm pretty sure that if it wasn't cantrip, the upkeep wouldn't be there, and you'd see a lot of mages take, or you'd see a lot of druids take 2 or 3 of them. I think, anyway. So yeah, the Witchwood Hound's gonna roll 3 dice, and again, that armor just saves 2 more damage because of that armor. So it's a really nice cast there. Especially if you can spend 1 mana for 1 damage. If you're looking at the upkeep, for instance, then you're looking at a pretty sweet ratio there of surviving. And Putting It from the Stand says that if this is a trap, Theasaris wouldn't have the mana. So moving any creatures in would be the appropriate time. And the animal kinship gets revealed, putting him up to, what is that, 2 armor? Yeah, 2 armor, and with the melee going up as well. And the piercing 2 is not going to matter, so he's going to be rolling 3 dice, basically against 0 armor. And he does get 5 damage through. Wow, and he gets the bleed on top of that. So that's going to be a little bit concerning. But if there is a trap that gets revealed, there was a trap. Very cool play by Powlich, sort of forcing that not to happen. And Theasaris being no mana, sad face. Every time I can't see a Hydrotherm Vent, I get a sad face too, because it is an awesome card. I love Hydrotherm Vent. But of course now we're in this position where Powlich is bleeding. There is sort of a clock on him now, although I'm sure he has some sort of regrowth belt or Witchwood Vine to help him out. He is going to attack this Vine Tree. And that's going to be, let's see, yep, 7 dice. It's going to be piercing 1, so against the 1 armor, or 2 armor, so 1 armor basically. And he rolls 9 damage, 8 of that is going to go through. Holy cow. That's awesome. Who says Juktari can't be played? Yeah, so 7 dice, pretty sweet. And 8 damage to the Vine Tree, that's going to add up. And this is one of those decisions that Theasaris is going to have to think about, is does he actually want to transfer the 2 damage to his Druid? So that would put the tree down to 4 life instead of 6. Let's see, so 4, he's asking if it's automated. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I'll check one more time. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. They got it. No need to interfere. Yeah, I prefer to judge in a way that I just let them figure stuff out until they actually need help. And this Tanglevine, still on the Theasaris' Druid. I'm not sure how interested he is in getting rid of this. I think as long as these creatures are just sort of attacking him. I mean, with 2 armories, they're going to get like 1 damage through each round, so you know, it's not the worst thing in the world. We got another Witchwood here, so it's going to keep compiling in that sense. Going to deployment phase, we see a Witchwood come out. And it looks like a vine's just going to keep spreading. Nothing comes out of this tree. So during upkeep, Theasaris chose to regenerate 2 on this vine tree and transfer 2 damage to the mage, putting the druid up to 14 out of 34 damage. And we're in a pretty interesting spot here. Keijin pointed out from the stands that, you know, Theasaris did kill some pretty big creatures, such as, you know, that raptor. That raptor kill was actually worth quite a bit of mana. And it is still possible for Theasaris to make some sort of comeback here, because these Witchwoods aren't doing enough damage to really hurt the druid a lot. It is going to compile, don't get me wrong. And Theasaris did just enchant Powlich with something, so I'm curious what that is. But I mean, there is a bleed on Powlich's mage right now, and if he doesn't take care of that, it could still compile into a bunch of other stuff. Powlich just saying, I'm going to go after this tree. This is a really solid choice. And he's going to reveal a Force Hammer during the quick cast to do that. Very cool choice. I don't think there's a Jinx getting revealed. Nope. And so it's going to be 8 dice. 8 dice for 5 mana. It's going to roll 9 damage. 7 of that going through because of the 2 armor. And that, I believe, is just 1 shy. Which, you know, probably wouldn't have killed the tree, but it's a good thing that Theasaris did transfer to, because now it's going to take another action to do something. So he's really got to commit something if he wants to make that work. This Thornlasher, I think attacking Powlich's mage isn't a good choice. It should be pulling these guys in and forcing, like, the 1 kill. Statistically, it'll kill it because of the bleed. But, yeah, it'll be a really cool way to see that. And it looks like, yeah, Pug's going to attack this tree, just melee it. He just wants to take care of the tree, and I don't blame him. The Agony gets revealed. Ooh, that's pretty cool. So it's going to roll 4 damage, though. It's unfortunate there, but, you know, it was probably going to kill it regardless. 3 dice, 4 damage, piercing 1. So, you know, it is what it is. I think Theasaris tried his hardest to stop it, but whatever. So now we have this Thornlasher. I would honestly pull one of these guys. This guy's going to be able to sort of walk through freely because level 1s don't have to spend a full action. And they don't get hit by any of the thorns. So regardless, we'll probably see 2 hits against this guy. And then this Thornlash is probably going to take this guy before he can hit. And 3 dice against that. Wow, 3 dice for that Witchwood Hound. And he rolls 5 damage, 3 of that going through. Again, that bark skin blocking 2. Get some value out of that. Wouldn't mind seeing a chitin armor on a Theasaris, although he doesn't have the mana. Yeah, so, interesting. So, Theasaris... So, yeah, Theasaris has to take his action. And he's going to choose to force push him. Ah, so he's going to push him through a wall. He needed 6 mana to cast that. I'm not sure if he spent 6. Yep, he didn't have 6. That's a little unfortunate there, but you know, that's Force Push is a really cool spell, but it does cost a ton of mana to go through this wall. It would have been a nice combo to see, but that's how it works. He still got 4 damage out though, even with the wall push, so that's not a bad option there. And he still has that bleed on. I really think Powlich is going to just cast something with Regenerate, or just a heal spell, and that could be how he sort of wraps this up. That being said, Theasaris is definitely putting up a fight, and I do appreciate seeing that. 0 damage from this Hound. And yeah, we're just going to see the pull through on the damaged one. This is a smart move because he's probably going to kill it. He gets 4 damage going through, and then this wall has the Piercing 2 trait, so it should kill it. Oh no, he didn't snatch. Ha! I'm sorry. That's sad. This Thornlasher just can't pull. Man, Theasaris has had just like these rolls that are just like wow, and then and this Hound goes through and gets 2 damage. That's pretty good. All right, and I'm gonna cut it here. It's very tough, yeah. Alright, looks like we're gonna start this game, so let me end the cut.
And we're back.
Hey. So Shark's gonna be joining us.
Hello.
If you guys don't know who Shark is, watch any of our videos.
Watch any other video.
Alright, so the teleport's gonna come off of Theasaris, paying 3 mana, and he's gonna get rid of that Tanglevine, and it looks like he's just kind of distancing himself enough from as far as possible as he can. And a side note, a Steel Claw Cub coming out, that activates Tough -2 on the Joctari. Man, I like this Joctari a lot. It is so cool to watch.
I'm a fan. I like the Joctari a lot in general.
Yeah, I think the double move layer is like something super unique that she can do that really puts players off balance.
Agreed.
Because, you know, like Straywood can do it, but he just can't do it as well.
Straywood does it differently. I think they're
exactly.
They're less inclined to just drop a layer there and let it do whatever.
All right, and we see an enchantment go down. Oh no, something much worse than that.
Wow.
That teleport. He says you're coming right back into this zone. Is that the... I think this is the first teleport we've seen out of... It was the second one, I think, out of Powlich, and I think the first one out of Theasaris. Because I think we've seen, like, minor teleports and stuff.
I have not watched most of the match, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I was questioning you, and I'm like, you can talk? No. And looks like, in response, Theasaris was saying, okay, I'll walk down here.
That won't keep him out of reach, though.
Man, I would really love to see damage meter. That would be so nice right now.
I almost feel like it'd be better to put Vampirism on and stab that Thorn Lasher. Oh, I can't remember. Does Vampirism work on plants?
You can't bleed them, but I believe you can.
Yeah.
Suck their plant juices.
Plant juice.
Powlich is going to choose to dispel the Barkskin. That's a really smart choice. That means that he's down to 0 armor, and these Witchwoods are about to deal a ton of damage, and Theasaris won't have access to that Barkskin because no one takes 2 Barkskins. Come on.
Ever.
And plus both the cards are out of Theasaris' hands. Although I guess he could
have a spell that obliterated that spell.
And
obliterated the Barkskin.
Yeah, right. Well, please no, that'd be awful.
I know, it'd be probably really bad for Barkskin.
Yeah.
But probably mean definitely.
It would probably be like Arcane too, so, you know.
Jeez, no.
Okay, so this Witch was going to go in. Again, there's 0 armor, so unless there's a Brace Yourself that gets revealed or something, he's about to take a damage.
Damage. A singular damage.
Alright, and so 3 dice against their armor, they should roll more. And yeah, it makes up for that other thing, rolling max damage.
Right.
It rolls 3 dice, gets 6 damage through, putting the Druid up to 24 out of 30. And the next round could be curtains. It's going to be Powlich's initiative, so he has a Hero Boulder or something. It could just be over.
Could just finish it, yeah.
I mean, even a lesser teleport would be totally appropriate right now.
Let's a teleport come stab him with a knife?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Stab him with a knife. That's Arctari hunting knife, man. So cool.
I like the knife.
Yeah, I think like pretty much all Beastmasters have just kind of abandoned the staff. You know?
Wait, there's a staff?
Exactly. It's mage staff.
Yeah. Totally a thing.
And I'm going to write down really tense rounds, so they're taking a while to plan, which is totally understandable. Like, Theasaris might just, like, lose right here. Although I think he might have a Brace Yourself on. Maybe? I'm not sure.
That could save him for a little bit, although with the amount of hounds in that zone, I'm not sure he's getting away from them. So.
Alright, the Emerald Tegu coming out. I love the Tegu. It's my favorite animal, and it's also a reptile, so...
I'm a big fan of the Tegu.
This is just sort of like what I'm seeing. Powlich is saying, I have tons of mana. I just need to focus you down. I'm going to bring out the Tegu just to get more creatures in. And of course, nature has a really rough time dealing with poison conditions, so it's another good choice in that sense.
Yeah.
It looks like Theasaris is going to try to enchant herself. Yeah, probably a Barkskin. And, alright, so it's going to be Powlich's turn here. I'm curious to see if he's going to try to play it safe or not. Yep, he's just going to play it safe. He's going to say, alright, what if I bite you? What are you going to do? And he rolls 4 critical. Oh, no. That's a ton of damage, and if he has Barkskin, he's not going to want to reveal it. There's no point.
Yeah, it won't help him there. Yeah, not without Vet Belt, and he doesn't have that right now.
Yep. And that puts him, Theasaris, 2 dice away, or 2 damage away from being dead. And yeah, he's going to try to retreat. He's going to move 1, cast Lesser Teleport. And this is going to give 1 Witchwood a solid chance, and all the other ones are going to just kind of slowly walk over there because of vines. And yeah, it looks like Powlich might have prepared for something like this. He's going to use his quick cast. Yep, he's going to Lesser Teleport. He does have 5 mana. So
time to run away.
He could have like a Jetstream or an Acid Ball or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's going to move to the left one. Smart choice.
I feel like an Acid Ball would be the smartest play right here.
Or Force Push.
Ooh, push
It is an Acid Ball.
Yeah, it's an Acid Ball.
So he's going to have to reveal armor, otherwise he's dead. Yep,
Yeah,
here it is.
as of right there.
And I think
Barkskin would save him, though, for the record.
Yep, if he revealed the Barkskin. Oh, man. Yep, there it is. And it's immediately going to take out the 2 damage and then get corroded.
Yeah, it's going to get corroded. Then he can run the 1 wolf from 2 zones away and then hit with the other wolf to get extra.
No, he's hindered.
Or the hound. Oh, there's vines. Oh, the bear could take out the vine now.
The bear could take out the vine. Oh,
although
no,
they're
still
hindered regardless.
So he has 1 chance. He has 2 dice and 2 damage. That's what he needs.
This game is nuts.
This could be the end right here. And Thornlash is going to sit here and be sad. Alright. Here we go. He needs 2 dice. 2 damage. If he has a Brace Yourself, that could save him.
Ooh.
And he gets 1 damage through. Does he have a Brace Yourself Rhino
2
Hide?
damage through. It's out. He has 1 critical.
Yep, there it is.
Rhino Hide. There it is.
Yeah, so he reveals a Rhino Hide. He gets 1 damage through, putting Theasaris at 29 out of 30. That will be the end of a round, pretty much.
He survives.
Powlich's just laughing.
I know, man. That's funny.
And so, yeah, these guys are going to go after these vines, and it's just going to be the convergence. That was ridiculous.
That was a little nuts.
1 vine dead. Smash the vine to the ground. And this cub gets to do something. For once. That's going to be the round. Okay. Cut it. Alright, we're back.
Are we back on now?
Yep, we're back.
Cool. Hello.
And it looks like there's going to be no creatures coming out of the lair for Powlich. And going to the heart of the problem, Theasaris, Lesser teleporting in. He's probably hoping these vines will sort of let him do stuff. Or he wants to get back to his Throne Lasher. Yep, and he's going to move to the right one, and then he puts a enchantment down the zone. This could be another Hydrotherm event. Alright, and this sort of creates a weird situation for Powlich, because he can't really get to him with most of his creatures. And he'll maybe get, like, damage with Witchwood. This other one might just die if it enters, though.
Yeah.
And, we'll see Theasaris probably go down to 26, 25 regenerate, I guess. But this is going to be sort of like
takes
another...
nothing, yeah. This is going to be tough.
Yeah. I guess if Powlich moved to the right one, Lesser teleported the Tegu to the right, and then triggered the trap with the Witchwood Hound, that could be a good way to sort of get a rot through or something.
Yeah, that could work.
Steel Claw Cubs was just going to be pissed and attacking the vine.
Screw this vine.
Yeah. Getting that one.
Yeah.
I mean, Powlich probably has a ton of creatures left, so he can probably just sort of cover the board and make sure that he controls everything. Ooh, that does open it up for Powlich to move to. Interesting there. And we're going to see a force push go down. That's another great move. Putting Theasaris right in the middle of everything. It's very smart play from Powlich there. That could be the game. And Theasaris already saying GG. Looks like Powlich isn't done, though. He wants to use his quick cast for something. Another acid ball. Getting him that 2 armor, that'll be enough to just take out everything. He gets 2 damage on top of that. The 2 corrodes.
He's really going for that.
Yeah, Theasaris has 1 life left, no armor. The Tigu's just going to walk in. I love the Tigu. Finishes it because I love the Tigu.
That was a good play, yeah.
And then just bite. If he gets the rod on top of it, it's just that much more painful. He does get the rod.
He did get the rod, yeah.
Boom!
The rod is important.
That's game! Man. There were some really good plays from both players there.
Yep, I agree. And I love the Juktari, so good job, Powlich.
I was really impressed with this Thornlasher Bloodspine Wall trick. There's some great stuff going on with that.
Yeah.
I really liked Powlich's double move layer. That just sort of put that pressure on early. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems legit.
Theasaris says I did not. That's so sad. I think that the Philella opening was honestly the biggest problem Theasaris had.
I could see that being a problem, because Philella sets you back a lot.
And yeah, Powlich brings up the next thing, attacking the lair. It just didn't do anything.
Unless you take it out quickly, there's no reason to ever do that. In my experience.
He spent probably 3 Thornlasher attacks and an acid ball. So it just.
Oh wow! Yeah. No, that's a lot of attacks for nothing.
Yeah, he could have killed all those level 1 creatures.
Yeah, it's one of those you learn the hard way, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And what better way than a tournament? So I guess we'll probably just wrap up the stream here, guys.
All right.
I want to know what your favorite animal is. Post that when I post this video for you guys in the live chat. You guys can.
Favorite animal.
Favorite animal in Mage Wars.
I'll give you a hint. Mine's Tigu.
Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll be seeing the next match. Just so we know the standings currently. If you're watching this out of order, I apologize if I'm spoiling this to you. But, so basically, Powlich's going to advance. So we have NT and Park Deck. They got to play. And then the winner's going to face Powlich. Then the winner of that plays Keijin. Winner of that plays Jack Smack. And that's the rest of the games.
And it's a weird tournament still. There's a lot left to play. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Good luck. Goodbye.
Kill him with fire.